At the moment I'm thinking about doing some sort of 360-degree globe painting, so paintings which you can look at from any angle. They'll be literally painted onto a globe and it will be a 360-degree view of landscape or something like that, which is partly because I live in this beautiful part of the country. I live in Norfolk, and well, there's a really, one thing I've realised through writing this guidebook is there's this amazing tradition of landscape painting here, and there's been some amazing landscapes painted of Norfolk, starting with the Norwich School, the painters, and I thought it would be nice to have an excuse to go outside and paint myself. So I was trying to think of a way of doing this without it becoming incredibly generic and cliched and all of those dreadful things, so I've decided to make 360-degree paintings. They will take a while to appear though, because I'm also painting a series called The Remarkable Disappearing and Reappearing Magdalene Spax, which is a series based around this character who mysteriously vanishes, and she is a vanishing artist in the first place, but she vanishes when she's doing two performances at the same time, one in the Sydney Opera House and one in the Royal Opera House in London, and she just vanishes, like in the middle of the performance, presumably kind of travelling from one place to the other, but she's never seen again. And these paintings are following the lead up to her disappearance and some sort of weird Lynchian narrative that unfolds afterwards. So yeah, that's actually a project I'm working on at the moment, with the help of Andrew Plummer from World Sanguine Report, who I listed as the guy who kidnaps Magdalene. He's a nice guy and agreed to do it, so I'm quite excited about that. And also I'm working, I went and documented anyway this theatre group called Les Enfants Terribles, who produced this play called Ernest and the Pale Moon, and that is another project that I'm kind of interested in developing, which is well, the narrative's already laid out, but I'm going to bring it to life a bit visually, based upon this amazing piece of physical theatre called Ernest and the Pale Moon, as I said, which is this noir horror, and I'm going to kind of embellish it with this sort of kind of vaudevillian aesthetic, kind of also touching on early cinema, which was inspired by vaudeville, and early cinema would be things like George Méliès' Trip to the Moon. So the moon might be a mashed potato moon face, so that kind of circle with a face in the middle surrounded in mashed potato, looking down upon what's going on. And yeah, that's going to be kind of, there'll be this slight kitsch element which will kind of take something away from the quite, there'll be this push and pull between humour and darkness within that. I think that's quite an interesting overlap. It's a bit Punch and Judy.